So we're here at Spirit Peaks Raceway, one of my closest, dearest friends that I've known for years and years. He brought something special up. Him and his girlfriend and the kids are on a road trip. It's Pepper the school bus. This thing is incredible. I was with Greg the day he bought this almost 10 years ago, and it's just so damn cool to see it on the road, see it driving, see him using it. Let's start off. We're gonna take a look at the inside of this thing. Say hi, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, Greg. Everybody say hi, Greg.
What's up, party people? Welcome, welcome. This is Pepper the school bus, and I am Greg Leone. I'm gonna take you on a little tour, the best I can, up here on a road trip in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. I'm here at this drift track for this open drift day with Cody from Full Deck Autoworks. I even brought the hat. Hey.
Looks great on you.
Hey,
and it matches your shirt and it matches Pepper.
You know it pops, right?
It
really
actually
pops.
does. You look great.
So,
I think I'm wearing the same one. Am I wearing the same one?
No,
Who looks better?
I can't see your bill.
Leave in the comments who looks cuter.
I can't see his bill. His bill's invisible. So all right, let me start you out. So Pepper is a 1996 Bluebird Mini Bird. It says it right here. Bluebird Mini Bird.
Little baby bird.
I actually bought it from the Snoqualmie Valley School District up here in Washington, drove it down to California and started building it out. Pepper's a very special bus, as you can see. So I started, the first thing I really did is I got into it and I started building stuff for it. Now I'm a fabricator by trade. WMD Fabrication is me and my stuffs. So I had the vision to build a bus that could haul a car, that could basically poop out race cars. And so the reason I bought this thing was specifically for that, so I could put a car, fit a car in the entirety of the inside, but still not have a vehicle too long that I couldn't drive at places and hard park it at Starbucks.
Yeah, you do a lot of that.
So the first thing I did was I built this wonderful roof rack, which we were all sitting enjoying the show today on.
Hey, Cody.
Hi. Immediately after that, I started building out the interior so the inside could haul a car. And so come on in, I'll show you some of the inside. All right, so this is the inside. So basically it is in road trip mode right now, or basically daily life mode is how I drive this thing around. Believe it or not, this is a daily driver to me. And so all of this is...
so you're telling me you daily this thing in LA?
I daily this thing in LA.
They say it's the country's worst traffic.
Worst traffic.
Luckily, it's a mini bird.
But when you're driving a school bus, people slam on their brakes and let you in. They think kids. They immediately think kids.
You are a big kid.
So if you've ever let me in front of you, thank you. Thank you very much.
Shout out.
Some of the unique features about driving around it's not a large bus, it's a smaller bus, so medium size I like to call it. So I like to have a lot of features that, like this right here, this is a chair. Right? I still have to do some upholstery on it, but this folds up, turns into a chair, locks in. All of these are cabinetry. This right here is some of the cooking stuff. I got an induction burner sitting over there, so I can actually live out of this thing. There's a fridge down here. Like I said, I'm in road trip mode, so I got the kids with me. We're driving up the coast, doing the fun stuff. Of course, you gotta have the disco lights, you gotta have some TVs, see some Star Wars, whatnot. Yeah, and this is where all the magic happens. You know, you got a roof rack support pillar, stripper pole. It's a stripper pole. Roof rack support pillar, you know, keeping the roof rack supported. What happens is, right, so when you want to bring the car in, you unhook this guy, you unthread it from the floor. There we go. Pole comes out, stores below. The couch actually locks in forward, and I convert this thing to be a toy hauler. I crew for Jeff Jones, who's a Formula Drift team, and at FD Irwindale last year, the car broke, and so we, instead of pulling down our whole big rig, the whole rig to tow the car to a shop to do all the stuff, I actually pulled it onto the trailer with this winch. I didn't take this, I just yanked it out the side door and pulled it on this winch. And I've actually pulled a ton of people out of ditches that way. I just pull up and be like, hey man, you all right? Yeah, here. Let me pull you out real quick. And so that hooks up really quick. It's a it's a Warn 8000.
The versatility is incredible.
Yeah. And it's a shoe rack too.
I was gonna and a tape measure mount.
Yep, gotta mount that tape measure somehow.
The sag I like the sag carpet, bro.
Yeah, that's cool.
So originally that's a TV mount. So I had a TV mounted there, but you know all these screens are TVs, right? So these are all.
And are they 12 volt or do you have a power inverter?
These two are 110. These guys, the smaller ones, are 12 volt.
Okay, cool.
So
you have an inverter. What kind of
I have an inverter. I got a 1200 watt inverter. It's like I think it's like a Time Warner or some kind of like house inverter. That's
and then you did like a battery bank, like a small battery bank?
Yeah, I got 4 in the front. I got basically 4 in the front for house. I got 2 for start. Awesome. So I have an isolator that isolates the charge and the start.
And then that way, if these batteries ever get drained, you can boost the batteries if you just bypass the isolator.
Well, I just fire it up.
Yeah.
So I fire it up and it charges them on the alternator.
Cool.
Which makes it
but
nice.
you can pull from those, but it doesn't drain from the dry batteries.
It never pulls from my start battery.
That's
so
cool.
I always have them isolated, so I can always get up and go. So basically, I'll show you guys under here. So this is what I had to do. I had to go into the chassis, and this has all the cushions on it. But if you can look here, you can see all of this steel structure. Now this goes all the way down into the frame. Now this is a steel structure, you know, all 1-inch tubing, bolts to the side of the bus, goes down to the frame, and it's all reinforced. Underneath here, this is all you know, a skeletal structure so it can hold the car. So not only is it bench seating, but it can actually hold the entire weight of a full-on vehicle. So all these little latches, and hide all my gear, all my stuffs.
The craftsmanship behind that is incredible.
That's impressive.
And the versatility is just so damn cool in this.
Basically, the back of it, this couch comes forward. The back is a ramp. So I cut the back off this bus, turned it to a ramp, but it unfolds, and it basically the dovetail or the start of the taper is at the end of the couch right here. So it tapers all the way out.
So it acts as a ramp.
It acts as a full-on ramp to get the car inside. So you can either drive the car up inside, or you can grab the winch and pull it in, which is actually a lot easier to do.
And it's pretty low car friendly, right? For the most part.
For the most part, I have to use some wood sometimes.
Yeah.
My angle here is a little weird, so I want to actually push this a little bit further so I can get a little roll out of it, because I tend to hang up on if there's some real low side skirts on it, I tend to hang up on that. But other than that, you know, it's just like, this thing's so wonderful to cruise around in. All this, after the back was converted, I went back through and I wanted cabinetry. I wanted this, you know, I do everything out of metal. I'm a fabricator, so I do everything in metal. So I think in metal. I don't think in wood and whatnot. It just doesn't make sense to me. And so all of this kind of had to flow and fit. And so what I did was I put the car inside of here, and then I designed everything based on where the car sits. So the reason there's TVs here is so I can get out of the car. Because if I didn't have it, I'd be hitting cabinets when I climbed out of it. Yeah. So everything has to have a reason. Sense. Everything, like, there is so much thought into just how this thing works. And even there's an acrylic strip that goes all the way around on each side. And I don't have the LEDs in there yet, but you know, if I pull this down, you can see that, like, you can see that as I take apart the bus. Yeah, like this rib, I had to make this little rib that the LED sits on all the way around. And it goes all the way up.
So every bit of your form has a function.
Every bit of form has a function.
And it by the naked eye, most people won't notice that, but then when you start breaking it down, that makes a ton of sense. Like, I don't even think I knew that was the reason you inverted these, and it just looks cool. And like, now you can lay down and you don't have glare on the TV. Yeah, that's
you
awesome.
Get the angle, and
there's like that's like 4 different functions all in that one.
There's a fridge right here, so this is kind of our little snack area. And you have a little 12 volt, it's a 12 volt 120 fridge. And so I got all the goods and snacks and stuff, and some ice cream. The kids have been getting into that apparently. So coming up to the front. So this thing originally had an old Detroit engine in it. And old Detroit normally aspirated diesel.
It's a 6.5 liter?
6.5 liter. The thing went nowhere quick. And you rode in it. It went pretty slow. I think it maybe did 50 miles an hour downhill with the tailwind, with somebody pulling me. It was pretty bad. I got about 6 miles per gallon, and so then that motor, after about 3 years of driving it around, it eventually blew up. And one of the saddest days of my life, like, because this
Pepper was down.
Pepper was down, and this thing, you understand, this thing was everything. I did so much for so many people. It was in music videos. Went to Burning Man. I picked up my friends' cars in so many different states I can't even count. Plenty of trips from LA to Seattle, just party nights, driving around with this guy.
The friendships and the people that I've met with this bus all over the country has been incredible. So that was definitely a tough time.
Yeah, and so then it was a 5.5 year build to do this, to swap it. One of my friends says, "Oh yeah, just put a Duramax in it. It'll be easy."
They say.
Put a Duramax in it. They say it'll be easy. They say it wasn't.
What Duramax did you go with?
It was the LBZ Duramax out of a C5500 Kodiak.
Sick.
And it was.
If you don't know, the LBZ Duramax is like the holy grail of Duramaxes, 06, 07 only.
Yeah, creme de la creme. So bought a whole Kodiak and drove up, cut it up, put every single bit into this thing. Got the 80-gallon tank in it, got all the goods, and it was over 10,000 hours and 5.5 years later, and you know, fires on up. So this is the cluster out of the Kodiak. It's all just.
It's kind of the cluster out of the Kodiak.
It's kind of the cluster.
Yeah, you put some bling on it.
Well, I had to cut it because it's not a flat.
Yeah, but look how sick it looks with that. Yeah.
It sits way back, and you know it's curved and whatever. So I had to cut it, take the whole bezel out, and flush mount it. So this is all. Yeah, but this is all hand cut because it wouldn't fit in the mill. You know, this is the switch for the lights from the Kodiak. But I built this machined. I made this machined bezel for it, and you know this is my tunes. I got the ATP, Adrenaline Truck Performance, all the tunes, the 5-stage tunes, Idaho Rob out of Idaho, and you know the Edge CTS3.
Monitor everything.
Yeah, monitors everything. Got the Snow Performance. I still gotta hook this thing up, but it's the Snow Performance, like water meth. I got a 7-gallon water meth tank that I built.
So this thing's kind of a hot rod too.
This thing's a total hot rod. Yeah. But everything this is a combination between like the P30 Chevy cluster and then the Duramax Kodiak cluster. I had to do this hybrid.
And then you threw a little bit of Nissan in it.
A little bit of Nardi right here.
With the Nissan wheel.
Yeah, the Nardi wheel and then the seat. And we've all spent a lot of time in those seats.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but the thing gets up in boogies. I'm gonna say currently on level 5, it's got roughly like 6 and 7. I think it's like 600 horsepower and 700 foot-pounds of torque.
And they're pretty efficient too.
Yeah. I went from 6 miles per gallon to about 13 around town. I get on the highway because it's such a flat nose. It drops down to 10 miles per gallon just because I'm pushing air.
Yeah.
But and it's a 6-speed, but I still have to do a reprogram to get the 6-speed to work.
You might not get as good a fuel mileage as a Prius, but I bet you make a lot more smiles than a Prius does.
Totally.
Yeah.
I get all the smiles. Yeah. Priuses get no smiles.
Yeah, not a lot.
I get all the smiles.
Yeah. And hopefully you get out of the left lane, unlike Priuses.
No, I'm cruising like 75, 80.
All right, you can stay in the left lane.
I stay in the left lane.
He's good to
I'm
go.
honking at Priuses. It's cool passing people, like hard passing people, because people are just like, wait. You know, I'm getting smoked by. I pass people who will never probably pull over for anyone. I just like go around and they finally like get out of the way. What I did was I created this space up here that hides behind the front TV that actually folds when you open it up into a bed. So this opens up, right? These are the stanchions. These little guys lock in here, right? Clip up there, lock in. There's a chain hooks up, and this is the mattress. You pull this mattress out, and you got yourself a place to sleep. So, you know, most people wouldn't think that this was actually a bed. With this open, the couch here where you're standing, when you guys are standing right now, and you know, as the driver, I can kick back right here, and you know, not a big deal, and take a nap. So, and then the rear one opens up too. So the rear TV folds down, and opens up into a bed as well. So cramped, you could sleep 4 on here. I think comfortably you can take you know myself and 2 crew and have a good time. So now, and this is the best part. When I went and bought this thing, I flipped the switch and this happened. Now, you know, this is what I run all the Priuses off the road with. You know, because when they're in front of you.
Did you build this bumper?
I built this bumper, yeah.
I love how, like, the little details, shit that people won't notice, like how you followed that taper on the wheel well, how close it is to the body. Like, there's nothing more frustrating to me because I'm into off-roading. These bumpers that are 3, 6, 7 inches away from the body.
Yeah, no,
that's sick.
Makes no sense. So this is one solid piece of mandrel bent tubing that flows all the way around. I know if you guys are fabricators, you know how hard that is to do, to make something fit.
And if you're not, you can get an idea.
You can get an idea. And so this is 8 feet wide. I am 6 foot long, right? You gotta imagine how big this bumper is. 3/16 inch thick. What else? Yeah, Brian from PCI Pro Car Innovation. He helped me build it. I first constructed it in cardboard, and then he went through and I scanned all the stuff in. So I scanned everything in on a laser scanner, and then we sat down, worked together, and he designed it out in SolidWorks. and then everything was laser cut, and then it was in, this thing's in 4 pieces, so then I had to weld everything together, 4 plus this, so 5, 6, 7 pieces, and weld everything together, mount it, everything is perfect.
That WMD sits in there really cool. I like how you did the red, it pops.
Yeah,
and then the mustache, that's been on there for years.
It's not a mustache, actually.
But
It's a bustache. Most people don't realize this, but it's a bustache, right? It's a subtle difference because it's on a bus.
And what's that plug-in right there?
This is the block heater right here.
Cool. So you don't got to reach up under it.
Yeah, I gotta reach up and tickle the balls. I gotta just, just go right here. Right.
You are really good at that though, but let's save that for a different episode.
Yeah. So this is the external speaker, so I can get on the mic and talk crap to all the people who are in Priuses who are in front of me. Hey, no offense, but if you drive, no offense if you drive a Prius.
We love Priuses.
We're just jesting. But if you drive a Prius, don't drive a Prius. I'm just saying.
What are yeah.
So this right here, so there's a ram air in here, and
oh, that's what I was wondering about. So I do some overland off-road camping stuff. That's why I was asking those questions about the battery. This answers my question.
yeah,
Hold on though, keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm really stoked on this.
no problem. So this is the 4 batteries for the house. So this is the isolator up here.
And the isolator, like he was explaining, it distributes the power to where these are going to run the lights inside the TV, the induction cooktop. These are separate from the mechanical side of the bus. He also has 2 batteries that runs the mechanical side of the bus. So if these die, the bus can still leave. The isolator separates those 2 systems.
Yeah, and so then these are, but these are all hand fabricated. So these mounts, I even went in and machined the little positive and negative on here. And ton of work, ton of time just to make these things, and they're all hinged. So once they unbolt, they flip up. You take the top out, the bottom flip out. You get the bottom out. Everything was it's like a puzzle. This whole thing's it's like a layer cake getting everything in here. But these are fiberglass back, but they're carbon.
And you build those. You do
yeah.
quite a bit of carbon, yeah.
Yeah, a decent amount. Carbon honeycomb carbon fronts. I got these LED projector headlights on there that light up the night.
Like the 4th of July.
Yeah, I go high beams on this thing. And
Pun Katy Perry.
Look out retinas,
And they look cool too.
And the 2's on this side.
Eric's dad just came over and looked. He's like, it's a bus, but it has some style, and it's a little bit more in style. I'm just gonna peek at that Wiggins clamp and
Vibrant HD clamp.
yeah, the Vibrant HD clamp and the aluminum. I won't get into any details on that.
I'll do a little things out. I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek. I got a show in the works that I'm editing. That me and my daughter, she helped me build some parts of this, and she helped me do the assembly. And I'm really excited about getting that out there and showing you guys. And it's the really in-depth look at this whole thing, layer caking from a bare engine and all the individual components going on. Now, mind you, every single thing in here is hand built. So I'm gonna give you a quick little sneak peek. And then you guys can look forward to a show coming up. Like a little Vibrant Performance stepped up and gave the HD clamps. So big shout out to them.
Shout out to Vibrant. And, those HD clamps are baller.
Little peek. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's all you
just see a lot of polished aluminum, don't you?
You got.
So I'm fortunate enough to maybe have a little bit more information on that, but you guys are gonna have to wait. And he'll probably go over a lot more of the mechanics on this thing. We're fortunate to even get the information we're getting on this, because this thing has not been documented very much.
No, I haven't shown the final reveal of it. So
you guys don't want to know what I did to get this information. If you click the link to my OnlyFans, we'll have a whole video on what
he paid dearly. He paid dearly to get that little
on a serious note, thank you for popping that. When we started this, he was a little bit indifferent about that. That's awesome. That's the best time. Cool.
All right, let's go. Oh yeah, it's a 4-inch exhaust.
Sick.
It's runs from the front to the side.
And then you're tucking 22.5.
Yeah, I'm talking 25s.
Look at that.
I basically inverted one of the leaf springs, took out a couple leaf springs. I built this bag setup in here. I actually just built this bag setup before I came up here. And you might be able to sneak under there and see it. We're under here. Look at that thing. So that's the whole bag setup. So there's like a leverage arm. There's some huge, there's some bags. It's actually probably gonna be better to see from the other side when the exhaust isn't mounted, but you can climb all the way under there. All the That little cross brace mount you're looking at right now. That thing.
hand fabricated all this?
Yeah, hand fabricated all that stuff. There's a air dog lift pump.
Big old industrial. Look at the dimes on those trailing arm deals.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So it's got shackles in the front, links right to the rear axle. Thing's got even a muffler. Here's the air tank. So all this is eventually going to get filled. So see how much dead space is under here. So this is going to get a water tank under here.
What's that fan for right there?
Oh, that's my secondary AC condenser.
And that's all stainless, right? It looks like it's all.
Well, the exhaust is all stainless. Yeah, all like
just baller.
All V-band clamps, all stainless, all the way through.
The easy way to do this exhaust would have been to like run it low, but it's dope how you came up with the V-band up over the drive line, worked around that trailing arm, and found its way out. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's just the extra little craftsmanship that goes into it. And you just did king shocks on this, yeah?
Yeah, the front is king shocks. You can crawl up in the front. Let me go up and fire up the. Fire it up and go up. I think I'm out of air. So let me.
So if you know, we really and it's airbagged up front. See a little more fabrication peeking its way through. This thing runs awesome.
So the reason for the bags, I mean, besides like rolling up and airing out and flexing, the real reason for the bags is so I can create a better angle for loading the car inside. And so I lift the front, drop the back, and I get the rear bumper close to the ground, which makes loading so much easier.
Yeah, you get 15 degrees out of that.
Yeah, dude. I'll go up a little more probably.
That's not for Baja. Have you hit whoops with this yet?
Back opens up. We got some road trip gear in here, but that moves out pretty quick.
We've been going back and forth. We have Eric's car here. We got my car here that we could pull into here. This does fold down and it pulls a car in, but you guys are pretty much set up right now for travel. And I would uproot your whole entire living situation to pull a car in here. All right, this was awesome. I really appreciate you letting us go through this. This bus is incredible, man. I'm very fortunate to see like all the stages that it's been through, and this is like surreal. Just like we're here in the present right now, and you got a beautiful little family with you. So, we didn't even have an alternator. We weren't playing spin the alternator. Next time I need to spin an alternator before I get a kid. Woo! Thank you for going over this, you guys. Please check out all the tag links. He'll be on there. We'll have Moonshine Monday on there, and then Full Deck Autoworks, obviously. Kind of keep an eye on his YouTube channel and the Instagram. He'll probably go over this a little bit more in depth on his, but
I'm coming for you.
Yeah,
I'm coming for you guys. Yeah, thanks for checking it out. It's been a ton of work. I think it's probably easily over 20,000, 30,000 hours in this whole build. So.
And that sounds like a lot, but in his videos, you'll really get the in-depth perspective on what it took to put the Allison transmission, the Duramax in here, and then to do it to his standards, which is insane. The fabrication behind this thing has been absolutely insane, and you can't even see some of it here. So,
and there's more coming too.
Absolutely.
I have all my gear going underneath there. This will turn into this side right here will turn into a full hot pit. So basically the business side of Pepper, where the door is, will turn into an entire hot pit. The awning will come out. I'll be able to put all my gear here, all my stuff, have a barbecue that folds out. So it'll be everything I ever wanted. This is like dream build, right? And most people have a car dream build, but you can't put the cart before the horse.
This thing checks so many boxes. It's like overland, tow rig, show car, car hauler, custom builds, almost SEMA ready. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing, and it's actually like
queen of the Skoolies, right? Pepper's the queen of the Skoolies.
Yeah,
right here,
you Skoolies better watch out, man.
Better watch out, yeah.
I watch a lot of those Skoolie videos, and this one goes harder than everyone I've seen.
I appreciate that.
Cool. Thank you guys for watching a bunch. It's been awesome.